Righto, welcome back. Say hello everyone. So it's a few weeks on now. It's been parked up at Tom's. So we've had these seats for sale, put them on eBay. We were quite lucky with the Iveco minibus we bought. I've just listed it for sale on eBay, 300 quid for all the seats, 17 there was in that one I think. And someone just came down and bought them 5 or 6 days after we listed them. That was that, happy days, 300 quid in my back pocket, all the seats went. So I was kind of hoping, although I've read on numerous occasions that you can't sell the seats, I'm kind of hoping that we'd manage to sell them, and apart from anything else, it'd be, you know, they'd be gone out of my life. Nobody has. I started at 300 quid and I've slowed down to 99p. Zero interest. So it looks like we're throwing these away. So today's job is just to empty the thing and try and get a bit more of an idea of how we're going to make the layout. But they're just having a bit of a sandwich at the end there. Oh, hello, Missy, all right?
Hi.
Say hello.
Hello.
Right, let's get these seats out. Okay, ripped most of them out now. We've pulled this one out because we're going to exchange it for another one because it's a bit worn where the corner was. Because we're going to just keep these front seats, as I've mentioned. So yeah, it's quite a big amount of room. We're just about to pull these out. We found all manner of goodies. We've got lots of spare change. We found an iPod, various bits of chewing gum and skank, and we've got someone's bag of skank there, which I'll have to find out the street value on and deduct that off the total we've spent so far. I've got to find a good buyer, of course, but yeah, just pull these out now, and it's going to feel quite big. But yeah, we're just putting all the seats into the into our trailer, take them on, and got to scrap those. It feels absolutely criminal, but yeah, big. So we're back again. I'm just starting to pull off these stickers so that it's all silver down the side. All of the guys are all in here cleaning it up, making it look much cleaner and tidier. That's it. You make it look like you've been doing stuff for ages. Well done. Well done. Now they're all cleaning. Because obviously we pulled all the seats out and it was absolutely horrendous there. So we've got rid of all the iPods and the drugs and all the money. Yes. Excellent. We're like 3 or 4 quid up now. You alright, mate? Got rid of all the skank? Fair enough. So what did you find at the back here, mummy? A couple of tampons, wasn't there? A couple of tampons, a bit of pizza, a load of mouldy old crap. So we have de-tamponed it. Yeah, just giving it a good old clean so that we've got somewhere where we know we've got to start. So the other thing is one of the seat belts, on the seats that we wanted to keep at the front, one of the seat belts was all sort of, well, that one all just sort of crap at the bottom, barely bolted in. So I pulled it all out and realised that it should have this plastic like runner that the belt goes in, and this one didn't and was actually ripped most of the way through at the bottom. So out of one of the seats I threw away, I took the seat belt out so that we can put that back in. Yeah, so we're slowly but surely getting it just clean, empty, everything we want to. I'm going to take out one of the heaters. I think we're probably going to take that one out, maybe leave that one in. I haven't really decided yet. The trouble is they're going to be just in a place that's bloody awkward, so maybe we'll do something different with it, but for a minute we definitely need to lose this one. So that's it. You cleaned it up. Well done. Right, we're back at the bus. There she is. Long story short, we had a few problems with it, which we knew when we bought it. There was squealing from the alternator belt. There was an ABS light on, just a few bits and pieces. Also, when you're driving it along, like anything below 45, it feels, you know, pretty solid, and then just starts from 45 upwards, starts to shudder. Like 50, it's sort of like a bit shuddery. 56, it's fucking terrifying. So I think it's the prop shaft. So I'm going to zap the prop shaft off whilst it's here. Fortunately for me, where it's parked, it's not in anyone's way, so they're being really good as gold to me. So thanks to Tom and the boys. I shall send you some donuts as thanks. So today I've been up and hang on, let me just turn it around. Today I've been up, everyone else is in there, and it's glorious weather, isn't it? Say hello, everyone. Sat on tablets watching YouTube, using my data now, aren't you? You're not watching YouTube? No. Oh, that's a shame. You could have been watching some of our videos. Getting the view count up. Remember to click on all them adverts. We get lots of money. If only, right? You're not using my internet. Good news. So because this is a Vario, it should have a big nose on. This is where the nose should be, the bonnet should be here. This is extra. There's a panel there which you remove to take out to check all your levels and such. So this is the bit that was knackered. It was completely solid. Where's the old bit there? Just absolutely solidly locked. So it was not putting any tension on the belt. So we've obviously just replaced that on the belt. But everything is just quite awkward because the rad pack fits here, and you've got to get the airbox off and all that litter to get to it. Normally, if you could have opened the bonnet, it'd have been an absolute doddle. But of course, we can't open the bonnet because there's no bonnet there, just a dashboard. So whilst it's out, the rear has some heaters in, which I don't think we're going to use. So I'm going to take this opportunity to blank these, and then when we come to rebleed the water system, I won't have to dick about with all the stuff in the back, because even if I do keep the heaters in some manner, I'll probably change them for something different, you know, that's a bit more controllable, because these just you know, you turn it on in the winter and turn it off in the summer. It's fucking seas. There we go. But that's the long and the short of it. It's that simple. But again, like if we do something like that, I'll move it so that we can access it inside, or put some sort of proper system in. So I'm going to blank those, as I say. This is an airbox which I believe shouldn't be there. So it had all sorts of crappy pipe on, which was too long and draping down here. One of the main blower pipe that come up to the passenger driver's side was full of water. It just obviously, I guess, rain had beaten in through here, and so that one wasn't doing anything. It's full of water. I dropped it down, just water went everywhere, so that's good news. So we're going to repipe that properly when we put this back in, and also there's an ABS sensor down, and the connector to that is tucked in there out of the way. So with all this on, I couldn't get to it. So we've got a new ABS sensor, so we're going to pop that in there, run the cable up nicely, and then I'm going to pull the prop shaft off. So let's finish that off. Both prop shafts off. I'm wondering if this has been treated to a Riemann front prop shaft. This is one from the front, this is one from the rear. The rear one's obviously scabby, front one's been cleaned and painted. However, so basically the retarder goes here, this bolts to the front of the retarder, and that goes to the back of the retarder. So the retarder sits, you know, in this bit here. Undid the front bolts, all nice and tight. Undid these. Oh, two of them loose as hell and two of them half tight. So see this orange, it's where it's been actually rubbing. So I think it's been bloody loose. A bit mental, isn't it, really? Like that's where it's, you know, that's one that was nice and tight. You can see it hasn't been sort of wearing around. These has quite obviously been wearing around. So we've got them off anyway, so just going to take them back, check them. I'll probably get them checked for balance, because as I say, it is horrible. So yeah, got some axle stands under there. Managed to snap one bolt off, which is in my spanner there, because it got thrown there in temper and disgust. So I got a hole to drill in the bloody in the diff flange. Retap that. Yeah, other than that, what else have we got to do? So bonnet pull was fucked, so I'm gonna redo that, get one of those on, and get some elbows for those water pipes, and then we can throw it all back together. So like I say, a couple of weeks, come back, move forward. Okay, there we go. So pretty much finished up mechanically everything we need to do. I think now I've refurbed the props, just finished bolting them back on. I had to drill and tap one of the holes in the rear diff, obviously, because something's going to snap in it. So the other things I've been I was pissed off about were the wing mirrors. All right, what have you two been doing?
Walking.
Just walking, yeah.
Yeah,
I bet you've just been for a nice walk, have you?
what?
You haven't been up to mischief for sure. So the other things was the mirrors. One of the springs in the wing mirrors have got like a metal piece that attaches to that black thing, and a spring in there, like it's on like a ratchet, so if you hit it, it just swings back round and holds. The spring's just absolutely rusted and mullered away, so we've got to replace this one. The other side I've put a mirror on. It took an incredible amount of oil, so I bought 20 litres, I think it took 17. My oil filler has got like an external, like a pipe that goes round to the sump, so you haven't got to use the one there, because obviously that'd be a right pain in the ass. Same with the dipstick, it's got a ginormous long, 3.5 metre long dipstick that comes from the outside. So all done. Fuel filters, oil filters, new oil, new prop shaft, new prop shaft bearings, the Harley Spicers. yes, so very shortly we're going to need to take this back and actually start doing stuff to it. So I think the other thing is that under here, all of this, I've been sort of, these are going to go, I'm going to take these out. These raised pieces of floor underneath our box section, and they'll be able to come out. Obviously I've been under it quite a bit doing these bloody prop shafts, and basically they can all come out. There's got a couple of lockers this side, so the lockers I'll have to shrink down, but I'd much rather have like a flat floor in here. I'll have to avoid the wheel arches a bit, but that's pretty much 2 spots, which is nothing. And then, like I say, the water bypass I've done on the cooling system, just like I say, put it back to how it potentially should be. So we've just got like a normal heater box at the front, so these heaters can go. So it'd just be a case really next, I think, of I'm going to go and weigh it. I'll go to the weigh bridge and try to straighten up what the DVLA are doing, DVSA, because that's just a hateful pain in the ass, all the logbook sort of stuff. Been there, done that with the last one, so just got to do that with this, but basically got to get it, the weight lowered on the logbook first, then change the seats from, you know, 1 million to 6, then change it from from you know, bus to van with side windows or whatever they deem fit, but whatever it is, it ain't a bus no more. Then once that's done, it'll be, you know, actually concentrating on actually doing stuff. Gonna get some tape, and you know, we've got me and Libs have got some ideas of what we want to do with it, but obviously just because I want something and she wants something, or you know, you've got to get this happy medium of what's going to work and be sensible. But we do want fixed beds. It's something that we get frustrated with the van at the moment, is you have a hard day, whatever you're doing, racing, ride a bike, whatever, like setting up the bed, we just find a pain in the ass. So hopefully we can get fixed beds in this. I'm sure we can. It's just a case of you know, arranging everything in a sensible manner. The trouble is, there's 5 of us, and they're getting bigger by the day. Right, so we are back. Libby loves it when I surprise her with the video camera when I'm or my telephone. So we have decided that we've sort of got a rough layout of what we want, and we want these rear windows covered. So we are going to try and wrap said windows. You can see someone's had a right old good go here with some sort of a fudgy sealant. So we're gonna take all of this off both sides, and try and find some new stuff. It's all knackered and got gaps in here. It's horrible. So we've sort of had a bit of an experiment with various different colours and picked up the only real grey, which is going to be somewhat suitable. It's over there on that roll. So we've never done wrapping before, so this is going to be a verging on exciting, isn't it, Lib? Yeah. So Swallows, bless them, have lent me this lovely workshop so that I can do this in a dry. We're going to like hold the wrap up, and the wind's going to catch it, because obviously I've got nowhere big enough to put this at home. So luckily the boys from Swallows have lent us their workshop. So what a load of legends. I've no doubt it will cost me in the future. But yeah, so I'm genuinely concerned about this, because I don't like stuff like this, stuff like painting, and I've really enjoyed getting involved with something a bit more technical, a bit more interesting for me. But anything to do with, like, it's slightly arty or how things look, not for me. Happily, Libs is here, and she's going to be instructing me on how I need to be doing this. This was pretty much as bad as we'd anticipated. Basically, someone's shoved a piece of plastic pipe in this little gap, and then just put some sort of sealer, if either silicone or some sort of RTV. It might even be some specific window sealer, but either way, it's pretty shitty. So just having a knife blade it all out, which is going to be exciting for an hour or more, isn't it? But the rest of it just comes straight out, just like a like I say, like a oh, I don't know what you'd call it, an extrusion of aluminium, of rubber. So we've got to try and get something similar again. Alrighty. Not unhappy with that, to be fair. It's all nice and smooth. Yeah, I've got to, there's a few little bubbles still which have got to come out, which apparently you can keep popping them out for another 24 hours, so we'll come back tomorrow. You know, just squeegee them all up. Like I say, this and the other side, and hopefully tomorrow come back, squeegee them off. But overall, not unhappy with that. It's a very slightly different colour. Looks a bit worse on the camera, to be fair, but by the time we get the trim in, black between, hopefully it won't look too horrible. We're going to put some graphics on there anyway at some point, so yeah, okay, let's do these other windows. Okay, so the rear, essentially 2 sections are done both sides. I started pulling it's got like a protective film on it. That comes off like the 3rd layer, and I started pulling that off on that one, but then sort of thought, well, actually, if I'm gonna come back tomorrow and you know, re-squeegee it and just triple check everything, I'll pull the film off then. Yeah, I'm pretty happy in fairness. Final thoughts on the window wrapping is, you see these panels here, they were where the graphics were for the bus operator. So they've always been a different colour. Now it's actually an aluminium panel which has been pop riveted onto the main body. And I've often thought about just taking them off because they obviously are a different colour, and probably the original panel underneath is probably the same colour silver. But as I've gone through, I'm going to get it in with Jeremy and get him to do, because it's got some various bits of cracks on some of the fiberglass work at the front, where it's obviously had a little gentle tap here and there, and it's had some bits and pieces at the back here that ain't quite, you know, right. So final thoughts on this are, actually, this isn't too hideous a job. I might just wrap the whole van. I was going to get it all like painted, but actually this has cost like 120 quid's worth of wrap to do, you know, quite a significant area. I reckon it'd be like, you know, a couple £100 a side. It seems like almost hard to ignore it, to be fair, because you know, the top strip along the top, and then I wouldn't have to do the whole roof. I'd just do that top bit, and then the sides, the front and the back, and you know, I reckon 500 quid. I'd have the whole thing the same colour and easy to replace. Should I bust it? Should I give it a little nick here and there, because it's a bit of a monster? And like, the joy of it is, it's ugly as fuck. It's all just square and boxy. So, you know, like down the sides would be a doddle. Just it's just lots of square, sensible, straightforward square panel. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we've all finished up now. We're going to park her back, and like I say, come back tomorrow after our 24 hours and just re-squeegee it. Everyone's happy. So yeah, another little step dealt with. The back window hasn't been done, because that's essentially where our double bed is going to be, and we're going to have curtains. All right, mate?
Yeah.
Saying hello?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's park this back up outside. Thanks ever so much to Swallows, Tom, Jack and all the boys here, legends, letting us do this. So all I've got to do now is convince them to let us borrow it for a whole week so they can ramp the whole van. Right, so we've got the old bus back home, just because it's Christmas, and I figure I can do a couple of bits and pieces over my week off. A couple of bits and pieces that I've been just messing around with this morning already are, the door is not open from the inside. Got a few little bits and pieces to do. Screw just absolutely solid in there. Looks like someone's had a right old go at it already, but it turns out all we're missing from the inside here is just a little clip just to hold that little rod in, so that's great news. Loads of gumph in here for the air. This is like an air cylinder just to unlock it before it sort of does this, but I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna probably leave it in there, but I'm just gonna not be using it anyway, so we'll just have the mechanical handles. I can't see many reasons for me to be sat over there needing to open the door quick. Everyone that's in it can undo it and do it up, you know, for themselves anyway. Well, we've pretty much made the decision that we want to just completely gut the thing. Where these bits of floor go higher, where the seats were, I've been underneath, and all of the box section is just some 40mm box. So we're going to flat floor the whole thing. We're going to pull all these cabinets, all these ceiling luggage compartments out, just get rid of it all, completely gut it, get rid of all the heaters, zap the curtains out, all the little bits and panels, same as the floor, and we're going to lose the seats. I kept thinking we'll keep these, and then they'll be nice and safe and all the rest of the bollocks, but the reality is they're really uncomfortable for travelling in. So we're probably going to have a very similar setup to the other van we've got, which is some rear faces and some forward faces around the table. We'll lose a bit of room for it, but it will give us like a decent seating area, and the kids like to travel that way. They have their cups in the table and stuff, so we can make it a bit safer. Again, you know, the old van was, you know, I consider very safe, but we can make some improvements again. Just things like stupid things like cup holders in the table. The amount of times I've gone around a corner and someone's cups, you know, zipped off the table to the other side of the van. So yeah, basically I'm going to spend a couple of days just absolutely gutting it, pulling all the floor up, so hopefully we'll end up with an empty box. Once we've got an empty box, we can then think about moving forward with it a bit, I guess, but yeah, we'll see. Don't look that difficult to remove. Looks like just these caps. I'm expecting there to be a whole plethora of pipes and electrical wiring in behind there, but most of the electrical wiring we're going to lose. A lot of it goes down this hole, you know, like a light and bits and pieces for every single position of seating. So there'll be a lot of crap in behind there, I know, but they do look relatively easy to keep down, and I'm hoping that a lot of these here will be some really nice hard fittings that we can hold some cabinets on. But yeah, let's get it all out. I've no idea how it's all going to come out yet. Obviously we've only got that little door and that emergency escape, but that, in fairness, probably go out of there easier. But yeah, let's have a look. Well, what I was not expecting was it to be a completely fabricated aluminium welded piece. It's one piece, that. That's interesting. Positive news, the wiring loom I was on about just literally runs down all the way through nicely and just plugs in at the end. Not so positive news, got some leaks in the roof by the looks of it, but it's only a fiberglass roof and the whole thing is just steel box section, so you know, it is what it is. It's an old thing really, so all I've got to do now is get this out. I don't really want to, I don't know why I don't want to bash it to pieces, but I'm not one for you know, smashing up other people's work. There's some hard work there. I'm only going to pull it to pieces anyway, I suppose, but yeah, seems a shame, doesn't it? But there it is. Let's try and horse this out there. Okay, that's the right hand side done. Interestingly, all of these roof panels are sort of aluminium, just like a piece of 2mm aluminium with a bit of carpet stapled to it. I guess it makes sense. Probably make it a nice nice panel there, but this is sticking out a little bit. The rail, the rack, the luggage rack used to pinch onto that, so I don't know whether, but in fairness, by the time I put some insulation around, and this is obviously the drain from the AC unit on the roof, so we'll have to do something with that. But yes, shit, loads of room acquired. Yeah, pretty pleased. All in fairly decent condition in reality. Like I say, it's old, I'm aware of that, but let's get this side out now. It's an exciting job. I had to cut it in half in the end, sadly. Is what it is, I suppose. Wouldn't go out the bloody door. There we go. It's a bigger box. Again, there's some bits and pieces here. Looks a bit questionable where the paint's come off. I think there's probably a leak up there somewhere, that, or it's just condensating like absolute mad, which in fairness it may be, because this is just a very thin layer of fiberglass, some, you know, piss poor insulation at best, so it's potentially that. I plan on putting Celotex in all of these gaps and sealing it, but obviously once all this is out, I can stand in here while the missus sprays the water or something with a hose pipe on the top, just to be absolutely doubly sure it ain't doing anything horrible, because now's the time to find out. This is all the high and low pressure gas pipes and the electrical parts of the AC unit on the roof. Now that's definitely going to need some attention, because it's all a bit shit. I think it was installed you know, way after the vehicle was new, because it's got extra box sections sort of stitched in here and there, so probably it's a good time to get that looked at and serviced properly before we go ahead and just, you know, build a van with that on the roof, because if it's utterly knackered then it can go, I guess. This I'm going to shorten back, like I said earlier about the air. We're planning on potentially coming up here rather than here and putting another seat just there and sort of dog-legging the gear stick over a bit. So this will potentially be like a head hazard, but as there's going to be no air anyway, the only part of this which is important is this ram. So I can probably, you know, lose that. Just keep the hinge. Look at all this shit, really, and it's just how it is. Lovely. Right. Okay. Big box. So flooring, I guess now. Flooring and seats, probably. Yay. Okay. Now taking down all the curtains, all the ones that we don't need at the back. All the windows, interestingly, are double glazed. So I still added another bit of insulation to the whole thing. But these curtains we will need, and we're not going to remake them or anything unless we have to, but worst case they're like a bloody good pattern, but we're going to take them off because they need a bloody good clean. And once they're, you know, if I start welding and stuff under the floor here in a minute, it's going to start absolutely stinking in here and we're going to have sparks and shit everywhere. So yeah, just going to take them all down now, keep them all safe, give them to Libby and she can look after those and clean them up. She'll be really excited for that, I'm sure. Okay, heater removed, random thing here removed, seat removed. I just got to do the same this side now. Interestingly, the panel along here, this is like a thin fiberglass with some sort of coating on it, but I do quite like seeing all this triangulation and box section, and this is just surface, so I'm not unhappy with that really. I think I'm gonna have to trim this. This is like the seat rail. I think it's just going to be in the way. You know, every little bit of space we want, don't we? So it's been welded on quite nicely, sadly, so I'm going to have to go along and cut the welds off all the way along. That's going to be a couple of hours, I'm telling you now, but you know, it is what it is. Once it's off, it's off. But yeah, this side to do now. Right, all of the metal trims off. These were the seat locators that were located, that are bolted onto there randomly, just with some big self tappers. Mental, really. So yeah, now it's a case of pulling this lino stuff off, get the carpet up. It looks like there is wooden, it's a wooden floor by the looks of it. Obviously that's good because it'll be easier to come up than if it were all metal. But yeah, so tidy up in here, get all this lino off and see what we've actually got under there. Ooh. Alrighty, so I've got a nice big box now. All of the lino stuff is up. What an absolute bastard of a job that was. It's made all my hands bruised. So next job is to get this wood up. I'm really interested to see what's under this. You can see where the thing's already, it's had a load of welding and stuff, like, because the new, it has all the outriggers under was all welded and renewed, and you can actually see the welding spots where it was all renewed. So I'm really interested to see what's under this wood, because this is tin. So is it metal under here or is it wood? I really don't know. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, next job is to get this wood up, and that looks like even more of a bastard, to be honest. But yay me! This is the shittest job ever. Long story short, this board is like upside down, like trailer board stuff. It's impregnated with some sort of varnish or something, and what they've done is they've screwed it down into this steel work, and then they've even filled over the top of it so you can't see where the screws are anywhere, and it's also glued with, looks like PU adhesive. Stood in the boot right now, but I've got all of this to do and it's all the same by the looks of it. It's a right bastard. I reckon it's going to be 2 days, easily 2 days pulling this up. Oh, I'll click my fingers though and it'll all be done. Well, I was just going to do that finger clicky thing, wasn't I? And you know, it'd be easy then, but this is a job from absolute Satan. It is absolutely awful. It is polyurethane adhesived, every single piece, and every single piece just shatters to pieces like this. Every single bit. It is a massive pain in the ass. I've been doing this for 3 days and this is the last little bit. I say little bit, but there's still probably 4 hours there. I am sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Yeah, doddle. I reckon I've been in here for hours. Nearly 3 days, I think. this is the stuff, and this is about the size each piece has had to come off. In the end, I got the grinder out and started cutting in a piece. It absolutely hums when you cut it with a grinder. I know it's the wrong thing to do, but I was getting absolutely drained of this. But it's actually called Buffalo board, and it's basically this brown one side and just normal chipboard colour the other side. But it is tough as hell. It is genuinely unbelievable. So that's that. We've got our floor. It's a very empty box, and there's a few little bits and pieces which I've got to look at. Ultimately, ready to do some welding, but that's the end of this episode. Really, I don't even know how long it's strained on for now. I'm probably boring already, but in the next episode, we're gonna weld this floor, lose 150mm out of it, so significantly down. We're going to put some new box section in, like I say, and just try and level out the floor as much as we possibly can. There's a couple of bits where we can't on the wheel arches, but other than that, we're going to gain a significant amount of space. Just before I go, I will show you what I've been doing on. We've got SolidWorks license here. It's a very good system. I do really like CAD. However, there are times when you can spend more time drawing the stuff than you can just getting on and make it. It's alright when you've got to do 20 or 50 or 100 or something, but the genuine reality is it's often just a case of showing off a bit of 3D stuff in it. You look at a picture of what I've designed, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is let me just spin this around. There are the main trusses here. You'll see down through there, essentially fore and the rear, but they are the ones that come all the way along. Hopefully you can see in the camera. So what I've done is I've drawn these trusses and put them into scale. I'll show you now on the PC screen. In future episodes I'll put some proper screen recordings on, but these are the main trusses I was just pointing out. I've just drawn them exactly to scale, and then these are just put in. My main glass windows are here, and these are my side doors. So this floor is the floor level that I want it to be at. Again, this isn't going to be in much detail, to be honest. Like when I do the wheels, it'll just be like a round blob, but ultimately it will allow me to see what, where and how we're going to fit things in. Like me and Libs both have some different ideas on where we want the seats up the front here somewhere, and a table, but yeah, I'll just add bits in as I do them. So I'll just draw them up, and then eventually we'll end up with like a scale model of what we're trying to do, which should help. Yeah, hopefully you're enjoying what we're doing. It's a bit messy. I hope within a couple of episodes we'll get to probably some interesting stuff. This is, it's dull, I know it is, and it's hard work, but when you're buying an old van, especially something like an old Vario, even with a box section rear end like ours, you're going to get dirty. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode, which hopefully won't be that long, because I tend to save all these clips up for a couple of months and then upload it. My content is not really content for YouTube, it's just we happen to be doing it, so I pick the camera up or the phone up and film what we're doing. I don't go out and look for content specifically. We're doing this anyway, so I tend to film it, which is probably why I don't have a professional microphone and a proper camera, and it's probably why the video footage is pretty shit with me just holding the camera like such. But that's what we got, that's what I am, that's what I'm doing. So right, thanks a lot. I'll speak to you all soon. Remember to like and subscribe and all of that crap. We know what we're doing. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, bye.